Now then, welcome to the channel, Lake District and the Far Eastern Fells. And today we parked at Sleddale Reservoir, and our main objective is to tick off 2 outlying fells. These being Howes and the Nabbs Moor. There's a little bit of interest up there on our way up, which is Sleddale Hall, which was used as one of the main locations in the film Withnail I, which if you've not seen it, I can thoroughly recommend it. It's an absolutely classic film, brilliant. So after we've done Howes and Nabbs Moor, I'm not sure about the way down. The route I've planned involves crossing Mosedale Beck, and I'm not sure about that. We might have to come back to footbridge, so we'll see. So let's have a quick look hey, at the route. So we've just come to the top of the reservoir, and the footpath marked on the map goes down there, and I think this is a permissive path. I think there's a bridge over the outflow going this way, whereas I think if you follow the footpath you've got to ford it. So yeah, we'll stick to the permissive path, but it's actually not that clear where this goes either. Right, let's see what's over here. Well, it's quite obviously not that way. Back down here. So the path got a bit vague and boggy just approaching that footbridge, like that. So now we start our ascent up to Sleddale Hall. Now looks like a tricky style to get Charlie over. It's a nightmare with Charlie and styles like that. He hates being picked up and it starts to wriggle, and I've dropped him a couple of times before. Fortunately no harm done. Why can't they just put a dog gate in or something like that? Oh. Right, upwards now. So here we are at Sleddale Hall. I was originally going to take you right through and let you have a good look, because last time I was here, which was a lot of years ago, it was a ruin. It looks like it's been renovated now. Some architect lives there apparently. Right, so yeah, sorry we couldn't have a look round that, but that was the location of Crow Crags in Withnail I. As I say, if you've not seen it, I can thoroughly recommend it. It's a great film. Right, so we climb diagonally upwards now onto the fells. So we're making our way up this track that zigzags its way on up the fell side, and this section of the walk we're going to have to retrace our steps on. I don't really like doing that, but on that last bend there's a footpath goes straight on, and there's a path goes down by a gill, takes you down to Sleddale Hall, so might go that way on the way back and you get a better look at Sleddale Hall as well. Right, so we're going to find somewhere for coffee and a chew now. So while we have coffee and a chew, I'll just show you the views. That's looking over to North Pennines, and over here, that ridge there, that's the last ridge of the Shap Fells that Charlie and myself have got to do, which could be a bit of a bog fest. And that's so waterfalls at the head of Sleddale Beck, and we're heading on up over this ridge in front of us. Nobody else around, which is good. A few cattle, a few cows around there, which I'm always wary of cattle when I've got Charlie. Right, so we're going to carry on up here once Charlie's finished his chew. Is that it? Come on then. Come on, up we go. Come on. Well, just the other side of that gate, that wall, I was intending to follow that back if we'd gone over High Wether Howe and Seat Robert. I was intending to go along the ridge up there and back down by that wall to pick up our outward route, but I don't know, it didn't look particularly inviting. I don't know, this might end up just as an out and back, especially if there's no way of getting over Mosedale Beck other than the footbridge that we come to just down here, which every time I've seen Mosedale Beck before, it's not looked fordable. So we'll have to see. Yeah, it might just be an out and back, which won't be a bad thing, right? Bit of a long way to come just to tick off Howes and Nabbs Moor though. The easiest way to do them would be come up from Swindale Head up by waterfalls, and you could make a circular route out of that. Right, I'm going to carry on along this track and into Mosedale. Well, the track came to an abrupt end back there, and it's turned into a bit of a boggy path. It's clearly defined though, so there's no issues really. It's a bit boggy in places. So over this brow, and then we start dropping down into Mosedale. Just see the quarry above the Mosedale cottage coming into view. Bothy. I forgot the word. Bothy, in fact you can see, hang on, stick onto the camera. So there's Mosedale cottage, the Bothy, below the old quarry there. And we're heading off over here. I think that could be our two. That one there and that one there. And I still don't know yet about which way we're going to come back. We'll have to see when we get back down to Mosedale Beck after we've done Nabbs Moor. Right, on we go. So we're making our way down to Mosedale Beck. See in front of us there, that's our footbridge that we're going over, and then we're heading off up there. Now my original plan was to come down further down the valley and cross the beck again somewhere down there, but whether that's going to be possible or not I don't know. And then I was going to go sort of pathless up there to High Wether Howe and Seat Sandal. I'm not sure. We might be just coming back this way and doing an out and back. So that's a lovely view up Mosedale over the cottage anyway, isn't it? Right, so over that bridge, and I think we just go up by that gill somewhere. Right, down we go. So we've been following the main track up Mosedale that takes you that way up to the cottage, and then eventually over the Coll and into Long Sleddale. But for us, we're going to branch off and follow this fence line up there to Howes. Right, up we go. So we're climbing up out of Mosedale up onto Howes. There's Mosedale cottage. Oh, go right round. We're heading up here. Now then, I had a comment on a recent video that somebody found the botany and whatever interesting. So I'll just show you this one down here. That little yellow flower. You make it out on it. That is Tormentil, and that's got a really interesting scientific name. It's Potentilla erecta. Now try sending that round on a circle of Chinese whispers and see what you end up with. Right, oh, we carry on pathless and boggy up here. So we're not far from the summit of Howes now. Herd of, well, a small one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 60. It looks like they're all young stags. If I manage to capture them, I'll put it on by now. Yeah, nice to see them. Right, up to the summit of Howes. So that's Howes done. We've only been going 5 miles, yeah, and we've only just done our first hill, and I think we're going to have to go back the same way, so it'll be 4.5 miles of retracing our steps through the bogs, I think. Oh, now, how do we get down off here? Right, so we'll find our way off here and over to Nabbs Moor. Well, we might just have a lunch before we get to Nabbs Moor, actually. Right, see you in a bit. Well, we're on our way to Nabbs Moor, and we've got a blooming fence to cross now here. Oh. You know, there aren't many walks that I genuinely don't enjoy. This is one of them. I'll be glad when this is over. My advice would be, if you want to do Howes and Nabbs Moor, come up from Swindale, where all the sensible people come up from. They don't have the slog over from Sleddale. It was 4.5 miles slog before we got into Mosedale, and then we had to start climbing hills. So I'm going to go back that way as well. I think, mind you, there is a quad track going up there. That'll be up to, is it Wether Howe? I don't know, I haven't made my mind up yet. Right, I'll get Charlie over this fence. So that's Nabbs Moor done. That's looking down Swindale. Like I say, if you're going to come up these two, come up from there, by waterfalls, up Mosedale, and then I don't know if there's a path goes off here. I doubt it somehow. You'd have to drop back into Mosedale and retrace your steps. Right, we're going to retrace our steps back to that fence line and get down into Mosedale. So we've arrived at Mosedale Beck. Looks like I'm going to be able to get across. Alright, I just need to jump this bit. That was a little deep bit. Hang on, Charlie! So I'm going to do my intended route up here to Wether Howe. Looks like there might be a boggy section here first, but there's some like quad tracks going up there. So right, yeah, through this bit of a boggy section here, and see if we can pick up a quad track. Right. Oh. Up we go then. So we've just come through an old sheepfold down there, and we've picked up a decentish quad track now. You can see behind me where we've been. Nabbs Moor there and Howes. Kind of spat me dummy out a bit up there, it was doing me head in. Oh, right, up to Wether Howe. So that's Wether Howe done. And you can see behind us where we've been, and beyond them is Branstree and Sellside Pike, and then like above Mosedale Cottage is, I think that's Heart of Fell. further over there is some more of the sharp fells. I think Ulthwaite Rig is one of them. We've done all them, thank goodness. And if we go right around, it's a bit breezy on here. Now that is Seat Robert. I thought we were going over there. We're not, thankfully. We're going to follow this fence line a bit. Looks like there might be a peat hag to get across. And then, do you remember when we came through that gapping wall down on the path? I said we were going to follow the wall down. I can just see the wall there. So yeah, we'll get down here, negotiate that peat hag and pick that wall up and follow that back down to the track we came up on. Right, we'll see you down there. So this gate here, that's where I'd actually intended to drop down to the track. The wall that I mentioned is over there, but it comes back this way, and it looks like this track will join that wall at that gate that we came through earlier, if you see what I mean. Right, oh, I'll be glad to get on a half decent surface as well. Right, downwards. So here we are, back on our outward track. Oh, and am I glad to see it. Oh, it was doing my head in up there. I spat my dummy out a bit on the coming down off the Howes. I wasn't having fun up there at all. Anyway, we've got our mojo back again now, so it's just back along this track. Got the cows to contend with, and back down to Sleddale Hall, the reservoir and the car. Oh, right, on we go. First set of cows successfully negotiated, and you won't believe what an absolute joy it is to be walking on a dry, decent path. Absolute heaven. And we're not that far from the car now. I'll just stick you onto the camera. So there you can see the reservoir, and we're parked right at the end of it there, just by them trees. So we've not that far to go, about a mile and a half to 2 miles, something like that I think. I don't think it'll be 2 miles. Right, so onwards we go along this heavenly track. If you remember, said I might go straight on at that footpath there and round the back of Sleddale Hall. Nah, I'm just taking the direct route down. Oh, want to get back to that car. Oops! Oh, hopefully in one piece as well. Right, carry on down. We've less than a mile to go now, so I'm going to sign off. What can I say about today's walk? Well, from when this track just kind of suddenly disappeared and it became a bog fest, pretty much all the way down into Mosedale, through Mosedale, up onto the Howes, and then it really did me head in between Howes and Nabbs Moor. That's how I spat me dummy out on that stretch. But then from Nabbs Moor, coming down from there, it was a decent enough path. There was one little boggy section. Then we managed to get over Mosedale Beck and through another boggy section until we picked up that kind of quad track. And then it wasn't too bad then, all the way back. And I was glad to get back on on this track. It's been a long route. It's been about 10 miles, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, 9.5 miles at the moment. That I suppose. We've enjoyed the peace and quiet. There was a car pulled into the car park just after us. 2 people got out of that and we let them get away before we set off. And apart from that, we've not seen anybody all the way around. So that's been good. It's not been one for views, really. Nothing spectacular to see. Unless you count the Tartar steelworks in front of us at Shap. So, I suppose we've enjoyed it, really. I'll be glad to get back to the car. I'll be glad to get back home to a beer as well. Charlie's going to be late home for his tea. Yeah, so all in all, it's been a good day out. It's been a long day out. So I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please do the usual. Liking, subscribing, ringing the notification bell, commenting, sharing, all that usual malarkey. And hopefully we'll see you on the next one. Tra! Charlie.